great. We're still letting people in. Welcome, everybody. If you don't know who I am, my name is Heather Brooks. I originally started with EXP. I'm actually with the EXP Seniors Network, and I have been doing this for about 6 years, putting people together, networking, and trying to teach all about the senior aging and how to connect and network. It's much bigger than just the real estate sector. So many of you may or may not be on that, in the real estate. I'm trying to admit everybody, forgive me as I'm going along. So everybody's got these otters bots or these AIs that are taking notes. So welcome, everybody. Again, I'm Heather Brooks, and we have JoEllen Brooks that's going to be here today, which is going to be great. So we are going to start. Again, Heather Brooks, JoEllen Brooks is going to talk about Nextdoor.com, but I just want to give you a few statistics before we start with everything. And it's kind of really interesting on what's going on with our market. If you don't know, I'm going to pop some stuff going into the chat box for you guys to just kind of look over as I start talking about it. So it's great. Here you go. You have a PDF that just kind of tells you what's going on in our demographics. I'm not sure why it's not connecting, but it will momentarily. And if it doesn't, then you've got Pew Research. I guess it's not going to. All right. Well, I will put stuff in there momentarily. Forgive me the glitch. Basically, we've got a lot of stuff when you look at Pew Research and what's going on. Nextdoor.com's taking off. When you look at the statistics of our home ownership, you look at it, it's 55 and over. And most of us want to know what's going on in our neighborhood. We want to connect with people in our neighborhood. We want vetted people. We also want people that are going to be giving. We want people that are going to be helping with information. Where do we go to get services? Who do you recommend? That's what you typically see. However, if you start engaging with people, doesn't work. JoEllen's going to talk about little tips and tricks of what is working and not working for her. She's been doing this for 2 years. So I met JoEllen a couple years ago when she came to EXP. She was brand new, hadn't done real estate, moved from the Bay Area as a sales director in elder care. So she already had the background in the senior sector. She knows how to connect and network with this type of, what was I going to say, business. This is not just business to business. This is not just a business to people. This is a people to people connection. When you're talking about the older demographics, especially older homeowners, we do know statistically, I'm going to put some statistics up, when JoEllen started talking, in the chat box that you guys will see that come from nationwide stuff. Basically, the bottom line is we're all aging, our homes are all aging with us, and most of us have deferred maintenance. We know that less than 10% of our nation's housing units can actually accommodate people with mobility issues. We also know that 1 in 4 people over the age of 65 takes a slip and a fall every year, and more than 50% of those slip and falls happen in a home, in their own home. So with those statistics, you've got to be able to put your hand up on Nextdoor and say, hey, I've got the solution, I can help you, rather than put your hand out and figure out how you're going to sell them something. That's not what Nextdoor.com is about, and that's not what marketing to this demographics is. You have to connect on both levels of networking within your community with people that are in the aging field and with the homeowners themselves by helping them either age safely or move to somewhere other than where they are. So again, JoEllen has been only doing real estate for the last 2 years. She came to me and said, hey, Heather, I am with the EXP Seniors Network. She said, this is my niche. I want to do it. And she took off on this class. I do a lot of social media classes. I find them fascinating. and she killed it. So she's done about over 10 million in sales just in less than 2 years. And she's going to teach us all how she did it. By the way, don't think about this just as a real estate side of it. Think about this in whatever business you're in. If you're not pivoting to the aging demographics, you are missing out. You're missing out.
Yeah.
You really are. This will be recorded. So if for some reason you guys do drop off, I'm going to put it in the chat box where you can find this recording, and it will be up the following day. Thank you, JoEllen. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. I see some familiar faces. So yeah, I have a presentation here. I'm going to go through it fairly quickly because I think you're going to find more value out of the stories that I'm going to share with what I've done and the feedback that I'm getting from the community, because I feel like that's where the value really is on how to take off yourself. But Nextdoor is a neighborhood app. You download it on your phone. There's also a web browser as well. And Nextdoor is all about connecting with your neighborhood, building relationships. You may have been on Nextdoor and you may have a sour taste in your mouth because there's complainers on there, negative stuff. And you know what? We are going to see what we think we're going to see, right? And so I don't really see any of that on my Nextdoor platform, but I will let you know that Nextdoor does use AI, and when people are being nasty or rude and not kind, they do send them an email to prompt them to be kinder. So Nextdoor has really evolved in a more of a neighborhood kind way instead of so, nasty. But you definitely want to build relationships on Nextdoor. Download your app. I have a personal page and I have a business page. When I first started this 2 years ago in a new market, saying, what am I going to do? How am I going to meet people? How am I going to get business? A light bulb just went off and I said, oh, the Nextdoor app. I'm going to use this Nextdoor app. I'm going to do community work, and people are going to see me everywhere in the neighborhood. And that's exactly what has happened now after 2 years. I get recognized as, you're the girl from Nextdoor. You're the local realtor. Can I have your card? Chasing me down at a gas station, seeing me at a restaurant. I have now branded myself, which I don't know if you've seen, Heather, but now it's your Nextdoor realtor, JoEllen. So now I've branded myself off of the Nextdoor. And you just want to basically come from a place of community. So if you're doing any type of food drives, any type of charity, you want to post all of that on Nextdoor, because you're going to find that your community is going to really love that. You want to build a really strong profile, let them know who you are, let them know, you are a realtor, you're a mom, maybe you're a Rotarian, or you're with the Kiwanis, or maybe you're a nurse too. Maybe you love oysters and champagne like I do. Maybe you're a soccer mom. So I kind of highlight all of the things about me in my profile. And also, if everybody could go to Nextdoor, if you're in it right now, and look for my name, JoEllen Brooks, in Cameron Park, you can follow along with what I do, and then you can R&D it, rip it off and duplicate it. But start with the community work, that's for sure. So participate in the community, engage, reshare other people's content that is in Nextdoor. Someone might be looking for blankets, or where do I drop off these donations? Get involved. We're realtors and lenders. We know where our resources are, who needs the items. So you're huge. You're now taking, the pain points off of them not knowing what to do with these belongings. Offer incentives. So I do fun porch contests during the fall, Halloween, Christmas. I go around and take pictures of the best porch, and then I have a raffle for the first 3 winners for the best prize. People love that. Request recommendations. So I know you all have sold a house where Nextdoor is. If you can go back to all your clients and ask them to please go on Nextdoor and leave you a review on your personal page, it is going to help you get known. And for my lender friends, you can do the same thing. And as far as how are you going to be able to work this demographic, you can go in your neighborhood and get a farm from title and see who's been there for 30 plus years and who have stairs. They may not be able to move. They may have had an incident of fall that now they need a reverse mortgage. You can give them a reverse mortgage so they can stay in their home and age And then work with a local realtor so that when it's time for them to sell the property, you have that connection of that vetted realtor that can help them. So that's huge. Request recommendations. You can also go in there, go to a restaurant and post what you just had at the local restaurant. Now you're giving the restaurant reviews. They love that. And these people on Nextdoor love engaging on what's your favorite movie? What are you watching? What did you have for dinner tonight? Those are all really easy, simple posts that can get you up to like 10,000 views. And that's another thing on Nextdoor, you get to see your post insights and how many people are viewing it. You want to collaborate with other businesses. Like maybe you might throw an educational event like I did on fire, or I do downsizing events twice a year, and I bring in my certified senior move managers and downsizers, and we have an event and we invite the neighborhood to come in. And then remember, I'm taking pictures of all this, then I repurpose it back into Nextdoor and show them what a great event we have. But now I'm also highlighting the small businesses. I go to a juice shop here in town and I had an event there. I did a donation drive at the juice shop. So it's like it's not how, but who am I doing this with? And that's what you need to think about. Not how am I going to do it, but who am I going to do with it? And then approach these business owners and say, I would love to throw an event here. Let's do this together, because now you're not doing it on your own, and then you can utilize their space as well. This is what my profile looks like, but you'll be able to see that if you follow me on Nextdoor. Sports mom, local realtor living here in Cameron Park. I always post that I actually live in that area. Here's all recommendations. I am convo starter, event planner, visual artist. These are all little badges that I've won by Nextdoor. I must say, in the beginning, I did a lot of research on Nextdoor because you can pay for ads, but I wanted to hear what the people were saying about it, and it wasn't good. They're not happy with the ads. They give hardly any business. They're locked into contracts. And then I looked at their business model to see how they're doing that. And then what I did is I just implemented that myself and created a blueprint of, you have to be very careful and have weasel words and, oh, look at my newest listing. You can't do those kinds of things, but you can say, I love the beautiful area we look in, and now it's your new listing, live in. So you want to come off with valuable information, educate. These are my sellers. I got to deliver them pizza for their last night, and I think I got 7,000 views, over 100 and something comments, people engaging. And again, I live in a town of 18,000 people, so I know now. And I could literally go to a house and someone say, oh, I saw you on Nextdoor, or one of the sports moms in soccer. We saw Colton on Nextdoor. Oh my gosh, how are you guys on that? It's like, I'm getting that status of you've learned member marketing on Facebook. You want people to get to recognize you, right? Off of Facebook when you're in town. So that's what I've done. And you all can do it too, because there's not many agents doing it. So when they do see you, or your postcard arrives and now they see you on Nextdoor and your postcard, it's like, oh, top of mind. This is the listing videos that I've posted. I did a purse drive in the neighborhood. I said, hi neighbors, I'm looking to donate some purses for Women's Month. Would you please be so kind to help donate? And basically I got over, I think 300 purses, but all of the homes that I got to in the neighborhood that I got to go pick up these purses. So this is more community service. So now I get, thank you for all of the things that you do in the community. This is one of the very first listings I got off of Nextdoor when I first started this. And I posted a little comment on there that said, has anybody heard of a rumor of anyone looking to sell? I have a sweet couple looking to move in the neighborhood. I got 8 expired listing appointments, and one of them was a come list me, and I listed their house. Then I took that information and posted on Nextdoor because it had an assumable loan on it. And now I said, who's looking for an assumable loan? This home has an assumable loan. Next thing you know, I got all the buyers.
Okay, some people are only seeing something can somebody speak up and tell me what you're seeing?
Buyer seminar this Saturday, April 1st. What are they seeing?
All I see
I only
is
see the presenter.
JoEllen's face.
Yeah.
Like I can see you presenting, but I
Oh.
don't see your screen share.
Right.
Can everybody see it?
I don't.
I can see it. I can
Yeah,
see
I
it
can
fine.
see
I
it.
can see it
It's
too.
different on your mobile. If she's on her mobile, sometimes you can't see the screen share right.
Yeah,
was
okay.
on
We have a lot of
computer.
people that can see it. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Sorry about that. I'll just have everybody mute themselves. JoEllen, please go on. Forgive me.
Yeah, sorry about that. So I'm a Rotarian and I delivered dictionaries to the local school, and then I just put this back onto Nextdoor so Nextdoor can see what I'm doing in the community as far as community work. And these are all things that everybody could do as well. I did an educational class at the senior center. They really loved the fact that I brought in the neighbors. That was a great one. Free Christmas tree pickup. Just more content sharing the community service that I'm doing, ice cream, Halloween, made trick-or-treat bags for the kids. This was me door knocking. I said, if you see me out there, honk, made it really fun. Open your door. It's just me. I posted on Nextdoor first. So then went to the 55 and older community, and I actually got a few ladies to sign up and I drove them over there. I said, who'd like to get on the list to go take a look at these new properties? And yeah, I picked up 3 ladies, and eventually they're going to be my sellers. They're my friends now, but they're going to, so you can also create events on Nextdoor, which I highly recommend. Any event that you're doing, it goes into your Nextdoor app so that you can invite the community. This is me at one of my sellers' house that I got off Nextdoor, and I was in there, doing a little bit of cleaning of the refrigerator, took a video. I do garage sales for all of my senior clients. And then I posted on Nextdoor, and then people on Nextdoor are saying, wow, you're doing something different. We're not seeing any realtors do this out here. This is a full service that I offer to my clients. I bring in the movers, certified senior managed movers, the downsizers, the packers. The pain point with seniors is it's hard for them to get on the phone and make these calls. Number one, who are we going to call? Number two, they have to sit online and be on hold. A lot of them are scared because, again, they don't know who to call. But myself, I have a vetted team. I set up the appointments. I'm there with my clients while these vendors come in and promote their services. So, I mean, that's a huge value right there. So I highly recommend doing that if you can. Let's see, why is my thing not going? Oh, now I'm going backwards. Sorry, guys. I can't find my arrow.
And now we just see you. Is everybody?
Oh, it says you are sharing your screen.
No, I'm still seeing her
see your
screen. Yeah, we see it.
Okay. Zoom has done some like changing of things, so it's a little different. Yeah, I'm gonna be so these are just, ideas. You want everything to go back into Nextdoor. Oh, this is huge. Okay, so you know how you send out a postcard of a home evaluation, right? So I did that for like a year and I only got, I think, 3 clicks. Well, one day something clicked in my mind and I said, why don't I take we have a KV core and we can create what's called a seller squeeze page. These are for the people on EXP, or anyways, you can use HomeBot, any home evaluation tool that you can use. This is what I wrote. Good morning, neighbors. Have you ever wondered about your home's value? Here's a free tool. You're welcome to use it at your convenience. Feel free to check it out. And after trying it, I'd love to hear your thoughts on its accuracy. Well, what I'm doing is asking for their feedback, and people love to share their feedback, right? They clicked on this link. 1.2 thousand people viewed it. When I mail out 200 mailers a month for 1 year, I don't know who's viewing it. I can't even tell you how many people viewed it. I don't know. This, I know 1.2 thousand view it. And then when they click on it, the lead goes into my home evaluation. I woke up one day with 11 requests for home evaluation. 2 of them were listings. One was a $2 million listing that's active right now. And another one I just closed was 800,000 for free. For free. I literally didn't have to pay any leads. I didn't have to pay for anything. And now I've done it like 3 or 4 times. And now I get like 4 or 5, but consistently I'm getting a lead for a listing appointment through these consistently. So you definitely want to do that. This was one of the houses that I recently closed off of that home evaluation link. And so the pitches, once they do it, then I write them into the Nextdoor app and I say, thank you so much for checking out the tool. What did you think? Was it spot on with the value? Oh yeah. Then I say, well, I have a hard copy that I'm ready to hand deliver, or I can email it. Oh yeah, that would be so nice. Could you hand deliver it? Remember, these are seniors, so they really love the hand deliver. Walked in, had my listing presentation. That was it. I mean, it's that easy. I don't know why not many people are doing this. You guys, when you do it, I have goosebumps. It's so neat. Another listing that I got off of Nextdoor. This is my newest listing off of Nextdoor. Currently active right now. These numbers are off. I need to update my numbers. I'm well over this right now. I have more coming soon. It's just, you guys, it's unbelievable. What I would say though is, here's a little funny thing that I posted, like what's everyone watching for, their favorite Christmas movies. I think I got 9.1 thousand views, and then over 100 and something comments, or 48 comments. And then when you go into these comments, you want to engage with them, and then you connect with them, and now they're in your Nextdoor sphere. So whenever you're posting, they're following you.
So I just want to say one thing. I always talk about, I did post a bunch of information for you guys to see about Pew Research in the chat box. I'll repost it all again if you missed it, because there's a lot of questions. There will be a Q&A the last 10 minutes, JoEllen, and I will open it up and raise your hand and we'll let you guys open up and ask your questions. However, if you notice, everything that JoEllen is doing is self-serving. Like, everything is hand up. How can I help? Let me show you how I'm helping people. Let me show you what I'm doing. I say that because the real estate agents and the people that are in the aging industry that are killing it within their businesses are those that are helping in their communities without asking for anything. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, now I remember you. I've seen you, you do this. Oh, are we going to go do that? JoEllen puts up garage. She does garage sales for some of them. And she's got this gorgeous tent. If you haven't seen her on social media, she's all over social media with it. But the bottom line is, the more hands you shake, the more money you make. This is not something where you put your hand out and expect the sale. You put your hand up and tell people, how can I help? How can we connect our community? That's what this is. This business, if you're not pivoting to the aging sector, and I put in a PDF of like statistics, you really need to start thinking about how to work with this demographics, because it's huge.
Especially, these are where our listings are. These are our listings because right now, a lot of the neighborhood, the homes that I'm selling, people have lived there for 40 years and now they're transitioning, right? And then I have those transitioning resources as well. Or if they want to stay in their home, I can bring in home care and a reverse mortgage specialist to help pay for it, right? So these are the people who are selling right now, especially with the way the market is. But what's funny is, though, this is my clientele right now, but other people are watching. So when they're ready to sell, they're going to contact me because I'm showing up in their feed on a daily basis in Nextdoor. And then when they see my open house signs, they see the same picture. So that is how you become top of mind. What I want to point out too is, if everybody has a farm, or if you don't have a farm, get one from your title company. Do one for 30 plus years, no mortgage with stairs. Do one 30 plus years. You're next to sell, your empty nesters. And then you get this farm and now you have these names. Okay. Your farm, you're going to then take those names like this. This is what my farm looks like. And then I'll even show you what I'm doing right now. I did last night for expireds. So this is my farm. It has their names and their addresses. I go into Nextdoor and I put that name into Nextdoor, and now I'm connecting with them. Now, when I go drop them off a market update, they already know who I am. And chances are they're on Nextdoor. I think it's like 1 in 4 people in the neighborhood are on Nextdoor, something like that, or 2 in 4. It's really high. And it's even more popular now. So it's going up. But once you do this, and then now you might want to mail them a postcard, or you want to put your home link there, or they see your sign at an open house. It's just keeping you top of mind, and you look as the perceived local realtor that's doing most of the business, right? And that's what we want. This is a way for you to be hyper local in your neighborhood. And Nextdoor is the magic piece that is missing from real estate agents, because this is a way you don't have to go. And you know what the thing about Nextdoor is, you can follow any neighborhood. Before it was like you had to stay in your own neighborhood. Oh, we're following each other across the world right now. I really love the insights because you can see how many people are looking at it. But engage with community, provide valuable information, don't be negative. Don't put things out there that are not true. No spamming. And really the thing is, be ready to meet a friend, because I do so many coffee dates now. I even volunteer to help clean out a closet if they need my help. And they do. They're like, can you come help me? And it could be only a couple hours. But when they get ready to sell, or their neighbor wants to sell, who do you think they're going to think of and remember? So it's like, just make friends. I've even had my husband go over and move barbecues and, can you go help me and see over here that I'm at? Can you do this? Sure. So I have a little thing, and it's called #NextdoorFamous. That's my little thing. And how that came about was, we went to a party when this all started working, my husband's friends, and a lady said, oh, JoEllen, I saw you on Nextdoor. And I had to screenshot it and send it to Emily. And I winked at my husband. I said, #NextdoorFamous. And so it's like, oh my gosh. And then I went to the gas station recently, and this gentleman was like, ma'am. And I look around, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, can I have your card? Can I have your card? And I was like, yeah, sure. I'm like, and I didn't even have a card. I had to go to my car. I was like, what? And he goes, oh, you're the lady from Nextdoor. Me and my brother follow you, and my mom wants to sell her house. And he gave me literally all the information. I was at a Mexican restaurant one night, and a man said, with his wife and kid, are you JoEllen Brooks? And I said, yes. He said, from Nextdoor. I was like, yeah. He said, thank you for everything that you're doing for our community. And then he looked at his wife and said, she's our local realtor. I was like, I did it. It's happening. I did it. Winning. So, and we all can do this. That's why I'm sharing with everybody, because no one's doing it. And these are the people that need us the most, because they rely on this app for recommendations and neighbors. Well, I think that might be enough. I really would love to hear questions so I can help.
Before we open it to questions, I'm sending everybody, and I would love for, if you can open it up on your laptop out of the comment section. It's a Pew Research. And basically what Pew Research is showing, Nextdoor.com, and this is, by the way, 2024 research. I'm all about stats. I love bringing in stats to our conversations when I talk to you guys about it and how things work and what things are going on. If you look between 2014 on the first slide, which says which social media platform is most popular, this is a Pew Research study. From 2014 to 2023, the one that went up the most, Nextdoor.com.
There you go.
People want to know. So then go to the next one. It's fascinating to see who and how old the people are that are on there. So you guys just have to open up your eyes and see what's going on. When I do a lot of speaking engagements in the housing industry and at our International Builder Show, but here's what I will tell you. Our nation's housing units aren't able to accommodate people with mobility issues. We know that. We also know that all our financials are stuck in that home. We also know that there's not a lot of education out there to people of where to get resources, what to do, how to do it. Oh my gosh, do you know that you can transfer wealth? Do you know you could do this? There's so many things that over 65 has no idea. But if you really break it down, and I feel like this is the lost art, and if you have this thing in you to be able to do it. You will succeed with this in no matter what business you are. Do you remember when we all bought homes, or the people that were selling their homes 30, 40 years, they've owned them. When they bought it with a real estate agent that knew everybody in the neighborhood. They were able to connect with, hey, do you know the local therapist? Do you know the local tutor? That it was your PTA kind of thing. You went to school. You went to an elementary school and you had a crew where you guys all connected and you all helped each other in the neighborhood when things happened. There's nothing for seniors like that. So we're like the PTA for seniors. So I'm the chairman for Southeast Florida's National Aging in Place Council. This is what I tell people in all of our chapters around the US. We are a PTA. It takes a village to help seniors. I will tell you right now, statistically, in the housing industry, I can tell you it's impossible, okay, for people to be able to age in place safely without doing a modification. Less than 10% of our nation's housing units cannot accommodate it. And I will say that the moment that they open up a wall, anything, they now need to bring up that entire home up to code. So, and do they have the money? So then it becomes a whole cycle. Again, hand up, how can I help you? Like JoEllen. There are a few other people that have been doing an amazing job like this. Nicole Miller, I don't know if she's on this call. Nicole Miller, she did, if you're on this call, Nicole, maybe you can put in how many units you did this year.
Hi.
There's Nicole. Nicole Miller in 1 year, how many units did you do?
Between rental and sale listings and buyers, rental listings about 67 and so far 30 this year so far. Primarily seller listings, primarily 55 plus. Sorry, I actually got home and was told I had a leak from my little online system. So I'm going around my house frantically trying to figure out where this leak is coming from.
Okay,
So,
I'm just gonna put you back on mute, sorry.
All right.
The reason why I brought her up is because she is doing it through networking events. For the last few years, she's going to networking events. All of the aging networking events, business to business, she's really connecting with people. That's how she's doing. All of us have our own way of doing it. You've got Corey Bolderoff out of Keller Williams. He's putting together events that are helping transition wealth from the older demographics, to children, or to be able to diversify it. There are so many opportunities for whatever business you're in the 65 plus market. However, it's your approach is everything. This is a people to people. It's going back to PTA. It's going back to that old school thing. And if you don't have the right connections, you're not able to help somebody. Right? So JoEllen, we can open it up. That's just my 2 cents of how, like I always tell my little, golden little nuggets from where I am, but I bring in people that show success. I think it's very important when you learn from people. They're successful at what they do and they have a passion, but they're successful for a reason. They're successful for a reason. They're giving, they're teaching, they're educating, they're helping people without asking for a return. Thank you, JoEllen, for everything you do in Nextdoor. But if you have a question, please raise your hand. There's a little button where you can raise your hand. I'd appreciate it. And then she's able to ask JoEllen, Ben Richardson. Ben Richardson, please open your mic and ask her a question.
Okay, how do we get this sphere? How do we follow you and anybody else we want on Nextdoor? I don't see a follow button. I don't see a sphere, add to your favorite group. How do we do that?
Yeah, so when you open up your Nextdoor app, you're going to see your picture on the left-hand side, and then you'll see a search bar in the middle.
Okay.
And then you just type my name, JoEllen Brooks, or anybody
Gotcha.
that you want to look for.
Here's the
I
best
have you.
part.
Yeah, I have you up there, but how do I follow you now?
Now what you do is there's a little green button and it'll say connect. It looks like a little people person, like a little person.
No.
Hmm.
So I pulled up your thing and I'm trying to follow along too. So so I see you there, but I wonder if it's under the nope.
I have it,
JoEllen, are you in
it's pending.
California?
Yes, Cameron Park, California.
Got it. Thanks.
Are you looking at her personal page or are you looking at her business page? Because I was
Well-
able to request on her personal page.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, business page.
And the reason why I created a business page, just so you know, is because that's where I can put my really important stuff, like the brokerage I'm with, my DRE. And also you can connect on my business page. I already have, I think, 29 people from the neighborhood that favorite me as their local realtor. And I'm starting to put all my testimonials in there. All my testimonials are going in there and people are looking at them.
So
you
you can do a personal page and a business page and there's no cost for either one.
Correct.
But then, yeah, so trying to find you your personal and connect there as well as your business. Like I said, I still don't see how to follow it.
I'm wondering if, JoEllen, are you able to drop a link of that business
yeah.
page in the chat box? And then that way everybody can just kind of pull it up themselves.
Yeah,
and,
great idea.
and that will help. So Ben, was that the question?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not able to get to the personal pages. It just
Okay.
wants me to default to the business, so that link would be helpful.
She'll go ahead and pop it in there. So you either could copy and paste it into the notes section or whatever, and for later, whatever it is, but she'll pop her link in there. And that'll be easier for you guys.
Thank you.
Again, if you guys stepped in late in the recording or missed part of this recording, it is recorded. I will drop a link in places, or you can follow me on YouTube at how with the number 2 age your way, and I'll pop that link in the bottom for you guys. I have a ton of recordings for you, so you guys can check them all out, all based around the senior niche of marketing. And that's it. So next, Lindera.
Hi, JoEllen, this is awesome, and you've given me a reason to get on Nextdoor. So thank you, Heather and JoEllen, for putting this
Thank
together.
you.
So you have a personal and a business, but which one do you post to the most? Or are you posting to both of them?
I use the personal one the most, and then I just go into the business one to like add stuff like my listing videos or
So
testimony.
your listing videos are on your business. Okay.
Yeah.
Your listings. Okay. Thank you.
And I get some of them on my personal page too. I just say things like, "Oh, I love this beautiful area we live in," or, you know, what a great town Shingle Springs is. So as long as I'm not like, "Hey, look at my new listing," as long as I'm very passive. You got to be really passive with your words. Does everybody I just dropped the link. I hope that connects.
Okay, Brian Booth. Maybe open up your mic, Brian.
Sorry, I was multitasking. You mentioned that, that you do share some like listings and whatnot. And I know I've kind of played around with Nextdoor some, and I know they frown on kind of the business post. How do you get around that? Or do you only do that from your business page?
I do it on my personal page, but I do it in a way that I'm saying, like, oh, I just recently helped my sweet seller with a garage sale, or I love the beautiful area that we live in. Look at this beautiful area. And usually as long as I'm not saying, look at my new listing. And open houses, what I do is come see me Friday night here at such and such address. We're going to have sushi and sake.
Okay. And then you post a link, I'm guessing, maybe to your KV Core or something, or would you go so far as to try that?
Oh, what kind of link?
Well, like say a KV Core link to an open house announcement.
You know what? I haven't done that, but I've done a KV Core link for a CMA request, home evaluation.
Okay.
But also what you can do is you can create an event in Nextdoor and say, as long as it's educational, you can even say, come meet with me, have some sushi and sake, and let's talk about the community or something,
Okay.
you know, and then people are gonna probably send you a private DM. And then you can say, yeah, that, you know, but at the same time, they want to come take a look and they want to meet you and they want to have a bite to eat, you know, and they want to make a friend.
One of the things I encourage, and the last time JoEllen and I did this Nextdoor class was look at what other people are doing and see what's working. We do know that there are trigger words you cannot do on Nextdoor. It's a no-no. In fact, last year, we actually had a moderator that was in this class. And she said, we specifically look for people that have specific words. And JoEllen said, yeah, I've been flagged by blah, blah, blah word or blah, blah, blah. If you're now following JoEllen on Nextdoor, look at the kind of posts that she's posting. Look at the wording. Look at how she's saying it. Look at the pictures she's doing. Like, why recreate the wheel?
Exactly.
Just, you know, it's like, it's very flattering when somebody copies what you're doing. It is.
Yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. Because I've already, like I said, it took me about 6 months to really get this dialed in before I got my first business out of it, because I really wanted to make sure I was doing it right. The neighborhood didn't come after me like I was self-centered or, you know, anything like that. But I think you can go faster than I did, as long as you know what to do is you're sharing something that has to bring value with the neighborhood. You know, maybe there's a food drive or a backpack drive, or there's got to be something that you might be doing or someone else might be doing that you can reshare it. And then, or you can start engaging with, maybe you have a really cute dog and you take a picture of the dog and Harley says good morning to everybody, you know, or you rescue animals. Like, all of those things need to come from like compassion, empathetic, and community, and then start putting that real estate stuff in there, but not like look at me, but more of this is how I'm helping the community or the sellers.
Kathy Hale from Austin, Texas.
Hi, thanks so much for everything. One question I have, and you may have covered it, and I was busily trying to see the screen share you were doing, and I missed some things. But how do you target the 55 plus market in your Nextdoor? Or do you just do the things you've been talking about and single out the seniors? I mean, I'm kind of,
they're just coming to me just because of the things that I'm doing. Yeah, all of my stuff that I'm doing, you know, showing like how I help with garage sales, or, you know, how I bring in a downsizing company, senior move managers. And then also to target with a farm too, is you get the farm from your title company and you ask for the 30 plus years, people with maybe no mortgages or people with stairs. Those are going to tell you that's your demographic of the 55 and older. That will probably be the next to sell, or maybe need a reverse mortgage to age in place, you know, something like that. Or even, you know, a company that you can bring in to help with grab bars and, you know.
So can I ask one more question as long as we're here? I've done or attempted to do a couple of the things that you've mentioned in my neighborhood, and have been really disappointed in the turnout. Can you talk a little bit about how you advertise? Is it just on Nextdoor, or do you try and get something put in the community newsletter, which they're loath to do? Do you, I don't know. What do you do?
What did you post?
Well, what I did was a downsizing specialist. So I did donuts and downsizing, and I put flyers up through the neighborhood. I advertised on Nextdoor, and I tried to get something in the community email, but I wasn't able to do that, because if they do it for one, they've got to do it for all. Not one person showed up.
So what happened in the Nextdoor when you posted on Nextdoor?
Nothing.
Okay, so what I would do, so in Nextdoor, so when I have a downsizing and donuts event, like I've done that as well, I create an event. I want to see if I can share my screen really quick.
I won't be able to see it, but
You can't, okay.
No, I can't see your
Oh,
screen.
Okay, if you go follow me on Nextdoor, what I do is I create an event. And in the event, I put the date, the time, and what we're going to be doing. And I've gotten 20 to 25 people show up at my events for these educational classes because the people in the neighborhood really love it. And I've called it like Donuts and Declutter. Come and listen to New Leaf Senior as they're going to teach us how to declutter for spring and summer. Yeah, you just create an event and then people will RSVP right there.
Okay, I'll try it again. Have you found a day, a time, anything to be particularly
I think
successful?
Saturdays were really good, like in the morning from 9 to 11, 9 to 12.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
And then I did a donation drive where I used 2 moving companies and my senior downsizer, and we did it in a shopping center. And it was spring clean, bring your donations down. And I had 3 nonprofit organizations that they could choose from. Posted the event on Nextdoor. Cars drove up, brought their donations. I'm now taking pictures of it. Our first annual donation drive. And I also used a local juice business that was part of it too. So she put a big old banner of what we were doing up at her store. So she wants business too, right? So that's why I'm saying utilize the local company neighborhood, your local businesses. You can even throw the event at the juice shop or the donut store, or we have Rayleigh's One. I don't know if you guys are here where you have, if you have a Rayleigh's One market, but Rayleigh's in Nob Hill, they typically have a conference room in the back of their store that you can use for free. And I use them as well to hold my events.
Great. Thank you so much.
Hope that helps.
It does.
JoEllen, how much lead time do you give, pardon me, to announce? Like 2 weeks in ahead, a month ahead, a week ahead?
I'll usually do a week, but I always make sure I do a reminder like throughout the week, and then I post on my personal page. Don't forget, this Saturday from 9 to 12, because sometimes people just need to know like the day before, but most people, like they said, oh, I've been getting my stuff ready all week to bring to the drive. So yeah, I would say like a week or 2, but just always make sure within the next, when it gets really close to time that you're still reposting it. Hi, Tom.
Grady.
Hi,
hand
JoEllen. Good to see you.
You too.
Hi, Grady, your hand's up. Maybe Grady's looking the other
Grady.
way.
Yeah, I got you. So to answer, I think it was Kathy's question, Heather, you've been sending out this data, and I think what you were trying to say is that the audience that is on Nextdoor is already 55 and plus, right? So if you want to reach that market, use Nextdoor, because Facebook is a whole different market, right? So if you want to get to seniors, use Nextdoor. My question to JoEllen, do you pay anything for using Nextdoor?
$0.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah,
everything you do,
yeah. And I've done really well in sales. And also I wanted to share what I just did last night was I went through all the expired data in Cameron Park where I live.
Yeah.
And then I went to the property address, searched the tax record to get their name, and then I got their name, and then went on to Nextdoor and connected with them. And then I'm getting ready to go deliver CMAs to their houses this weekend.
Okay, pretty good. You're very creative. I get that. We could probably use maybe 13 or 14 more sessions to pick it up.
I mean, because that's what I'm trying to get to, the really good meat and potatoes, which is the farming aspect of it, the dropping the CMA link. And when you go and look at how I'm saying it, I'm not getting any pushback. And you should see my DMs. My DMs on Nextdoor are crazy. It's like, hi, Joel, I'd like to have an appointment.
But again, it's a positive, giving back, really getting involved with your community. And for 6 years, this is what I've been preaching. This is how you have to handle this type of connection and business.
So do you not get any pushback from Nextdoor as long as you create a business page and post your listings and stuff there?
You know what? I just recently created this business page like 2 months ago. All this stuff was always going on my personal.
Because in our neighborhood or area here in Texas, anybody who's posting anything related to business gets flagged as, that's promoting a business, and you can't do that on Nextdoor.
But
Yeah,
here's, but wait, I gotta say, JoEllen said something very interesting earlier. What she said was how she words it. She says, look at my sweet sellers. We're doing a pizza party at their house because they're moving. You didn't sell the house. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not looking at it's all in your wording.
Yeah. I also recently, I helped a buyer move from Hawaii to my neighborhood, and I went in the specific neighborhood. I said, has anybody heard of anyone looking to sell in the Woodley area? I have a client from Hawaii trying to move here, and the neighbors in Woodley were like sending me all this information. Well, we ended up getting in contract one of them, and I said, thank you, neighbors, for all your help. We just were able to help him move here. Then I threw him a welcome home party, and the welcome home party now is on Nextdoor. The neighbors they've been following me already forever. They said they see all my work. What a great person you've done. Brought them
Okay, so again, she did not come from a real estate standpoint. She didn't say, look at my sellers, look at my buyers. Whatever business you're in, look at the sale I did on this, or look at what I can do for you there.
It was welcome home.
Yeah.
We have a
And so you
neighbor.
do, last question, and I'd let somebody else get in. So you do most of your events through businesses that you partner with? Or is there, I'm always looking for a place to hold events.
Yeah, I would look at like right now, like these juice bars, like these, or like shakes and stuff. You might have one of those in your neighborhood, like a Herbalife vendor type thing that they love that because they love that you're bringing people in because they can make their drinks for them too, and they're giving back to the community. Yeah, a local business, maybe a pizza restaurant, maybe a donut, what else? And then also your movers. Your movers and your downsizers say, hey, let's throw a community donation drive. Would you volunteer your trucks? And then go to the nonprofit organizations like Discovery Shop, the Cancer Center, Alzheimer's, and see our hospice or assisted living who needs these items. Now you're going to get these people prepared for these items that are about to come.
Okay. Good.
So it's not about how, but it's who can I do this with?
Right.
Again, that community connection that we were talking about, it's important to have that. All right, I'm going to get on to Helena. Helena.
Hi. So my question is, I'm just getting started on this, and I'm trying to get together the guide or directory in regards to what I need to have that I have to offer to my community, like attorneys and all that good stuff, accountants or wills and all that stuff. Is there a guide somewhere that I could look up?
I actually did a YouTube. So I do all these classes, what she's talking about, and as well as what he was asking about the community connections. I put my chat in the YouTube, all the YouTube. If you look at my videos, how to connect with senior communities, where to connect with senior communities, how are you going to generate referrals with networking with aging, people in the aging field. Over 65 different professionals work with seniors. That's a lot of professionals that you could be networking with. Remember earlier when I was talking about my friend Nicole Miller, and she got on and talked about how many, just since the beginning of the year, she's doing it just by networking. How is she networking? So she goes to aging networking events that are within our area. I am with the National Aging in Place Council, and I oversee Southeast Florida. We have events, networking events with people in the field, hospital, hospice, OT, PT, 65 different professions. I could go on and on and on. And it's a PTA, so we all got to get together. Forgive me for the garden. We all need to get together. And that's your network that you're asking about.
Yeah, okay, got it. And in regards to the intro to the Nextdoor app, is there some specific words that we should or should not use when we introduce ourselves? I just started my app yesterday, but I haven't introduced myself or done anything yet because I don't want to make a mistake.
Your profile when you first hit the setup. You could just, something about you or about the neighborhood that you love living in or the community. And I'm looking for, positive inspiration or something like that. Something nice.
Okay. Thank you so much. Love this. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
Emmy.
Hey Joe, congrats. You're
Thank
like
you.
crushing it and kicking butt. That's awesome. I'm really, really proud of you. Seeing you grow, it's
Love
awesome.
you.
I actually I've been using it, but I'm not as consistent, and you're right. Just to let everybody know as far as feedback, it does work, but you just have to be consistent and open to it. Mainly my pivoting part sometimes, I think I could do more. But basically on the lending, I feel like we're so like, we get so serious on us loan officers that I'm just trying to shake it off, to help out more in the community. And I don't know what else I could do. Maybe I've been posting some educational stuff. People can learn about the programs, or I share like some stuff, like I work out, I post a picture. I'm trying, But most importantly, what would you give like good pointers as far as the loan officer part? Do you know loan officers that they have done it, and what are the things that they're doing that's working with the community?
Sponsor events with realtors.
Yeah.
Hey, I need a realtor to partner up with me, but I asked around, just they don't want to do it. So I gotta go find somebody.
What I would do is I would pivot off of that, and because I know you like to work out, ride your bike and those things. I would maybe go link up with a local gym in the neighborhood, a small mom and pop gym, or maybe a juice shop or something like that, and say, hey, would you like to throw an event where maybe I've done this before too. I've thrown events where I bring in the trainer to come in and do a class. And Nextdoor, it's like get healthy and fitness, spring, what was it, spring fitness or something. And we brought in people from Nextdoor. We brought in a fitness trainer. We did a 45-minute class. I brought in my juice lady to make juices. So it's like I would lead off of the healthy part and just get people to get to know you, because the more people you know, now they're going to be able to refer you. Or you might do it for the elderly, where they do a chair exercise and you host it at one of these places, but you're inviting Nextdoor and they're going to come, and you don't even have to tell them you're a lender. You just start meeting people. It's just to get connected, and then the business will come, because they're going to say, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a lender. I do. Have you heard of this or that? But it's more like you want to find something to leverage the community without having to make your business the face of it, but more like who you are.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You have the coffee.
Yeah, the coffee business, I'm trying to do both. But what I forgot was, when I was going to open houses, meeting realtors, I was giving free coffee away, and I surprised them. I never even took a picture of it.
Oh, yeah.
So it made their day, and I was just like, I'm just gonna give back, and I'm not
Like
gonna
you
go
could do
there
it on
and ask for business.
Nextdoor. Where are all my coffee lovers at? I have this amazing coffee. If you want to try it, let me know. I'm raffling off one bag, or I'm going to be down here at such and such, pouring it. Where are my enthusiasts? And you're going to find there's going to be people that are going to love it. And now they come to your event.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. I'm gonna do it. And I'm also gonna drop off like free to-go boxes at probably real estate offices or something.
And make sure you're taking pictures and then putting it next door. Look at this coffee. You don't have to use anything about real estate, but now they're going to see, oh, she's a lender. What is she doing? But your magnet is the coffee. Your lead magnet is the coffee.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of people, so let's get to them because we're already at 4 o'clock. So
Sorry.
Natalie, if you could open up and.
Hi, JoEllen. Thank you so much for sharing this information. You're a gem. One thing, you said something earlier, you helped one of the residents to stay in her home, not sell it. What was that again, if you don't mind?
Oh, well, what you can do is if you find out that they might be able to do a reverse mortgage to stay in their home. Maybe they need to stay and they need to hire home care. Now they need to use their liquid assets to pay for the home care, but the reverse mortgage, their mortgage payment is being paid, so they don't have to maybe leave.
Oh, okay. Got it. And the other question I had is, why do you choose to use your personal page, your personal profile, rather than your business to do your videos, et cetera?
My personal page, because that's just what I started with because I really wanted to come from being a neighbor and not a business.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and Kristen Sanchez.
Hi there. I'm sorry, I missed the first half, so if you covered this already, forgive me. But my biggest kind of concern about getting involved with Nextdoor is the trolls and negativity that emerges with just about every single post I read. So how do you get that? How do you deal with that?
I don't. I remember in the beginning, I did get a couple people, someone said, oh, all you're posting is this, like new communities, this and that. And one of the neighbors said, JoEllen, I think that's perfectly fine that you're sharing with us this because we didn't know about it. And if they don't like it, they can just move by. And ever since then, like a neighbor sticking up for me, like I didn't have to do anything. They just don't. And I think they're just other realtors that were just trying to hate, you know? You can actually mute them in the app. If someone is starting to talk or be disrespectful or rude, you can mute them. And then like one time I had somebody leave me a review and then another lady started commenting on my clients, talking about her agent. I was like, well, yeah, you can go post one on your clients, you know, your agent's wall, but I just muted her so nobody could see her comments.
Love it. Thank you.
And then also just don't let your mind worry about like them. You know what I mean? Don't worry about them because you're going to start to attract the people that are going to want to follow you and like you. And maybe you like paddleboarding, you know, maybe you're on the water and you're out there taking pictures and you show that. That's what you want to do because you're going to attract those clients, people.
Right. Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Question.
Oh, Patricia. Sorry, Patricia.
Hi, I'm just curious how you can create a link for the home evaluation because I think that's wonderful. I mean, I send out on CoreFact every month and I get like, I think I've done it for 10 months now and I've gotten like five clicks.
Exactly. Yeah. And I did CoreFact for a year. I got nothing. I dropped one CMA link and get a listing like in the same week. Like, yeah. So you can use what company are you with?
Keller Williams.
Keller Williams. Okay. So I don't know what CRM you use, but maybe you can do it with HomeBot.
Okay. Now you did mention HomeBot, but I'm not familiar with it. So thank you.
HomeBot or Real Scout.
Real Scout. Okay. Thank you. And what do you think about having like a wine bar? Because I have a friend who has a wine bar, about hosting some event there, like have a glass of wine with like a trust attorney or something like that. Is that too much or just come and have? Okay.
No, that's good. People love that. Yeah. I would say I would make it something catchy like wine. Yeah. Make it catchy and fun. All my stuff is catchy. Like, yeah.
Yes. I noticed that. I love I'm following you. I'm trying to follow you, but I've just got your name so I can watch everything that you've said. So thank you.
Yeah. And just make sure you create an event and you can, another thing I was going to tell you guys, I don't do much on Facebook like this, but someone who followed me on Nextdoor and then in Facebook, someone was looking for a realtor in El Dorado County and one of my Nextdoor followers dropped my name in the Facebook chat. I was like, okay.
How golden is that? That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was really neat. But yeah, create an event. That's what you want to do.
Joseph.
Hey, this is actually Barbara, Joseph's wife. He's here next to me, but I'm the one who's asking questions. Hey, I have a question about your real estate background. So do you actually encourage people to sell their house and buy the new one? Or do you listen to them and ask and maybe even encourage them if they wish to stay in their house to do the remodel and stay in the house where they're currently living?
That just depends. The people that I've come across, their homes are too big for them and they need to transition to something smaller. Yeah. I mean, if it was a situation and they needed to stay, I mean, definitely I would bring in resources to help them with that.
And you have enough inventory of the houses where they're able to age?
Yeah. So most of my clients, they transition from their residential and they go to assisted living. That's what it's been. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
quick little thing about assisted living. It's interesting. I think somebody's mic's on really fast. There's over 20 different types of assisted living or types of living for older adults. It's not just a brick and mortar. Forgive me, I hear somebody in the background. It's not just brick and mortars anymore. It's much more than that. There's homes in our neighborhoods that you guys would have no idea that are actually an assisted living community. So think about that. It's beyond it, and it's commercial space senior living. So senior living's much bigger than just residential, and bigger than just being a real estate agent. Carla Molina, that's our last person because we do need to go. It's after 4 o'clock. We've all been here a little while. Carla, please open up.
Hi, JoEllen. Thank you so much for this training. It's excellent. Thank you for
Absolutely.
sharing. My question is, I know that you just started your business page. I already have a business page with Nextdoor and then my personal, and I put most of my stuff in my business page. I don't know, I've gotten like weirdos on my personal page. So I was kind of like hesitant to put more stuff into it. What do you recommend just to keep using the business page? I just want to know in terms of analytics, where are you getting more exposure?
My personal page.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So JoEllen, can I ask you a question about that? It's Tom, your biggest fan again. Hey, so when you have is it like a Facebook business page in that I would often post to my Facebook business page and then forward that to my personal page so that they can see I have both and try to get people to follow. And then those who are not yet following my business page can still see it on my personal page. Is that kind of how you do it on Nextdoor, or do you do it differently?
Yeah, you can
How do you
do
know
it.
what to post and where to post it?
Yeah, you can do it like that. I just, on my business page, if you look at it, it's basically now all my testimonials and just a little about me and why I'm here. But then sometimes I have been taking other stuff and posting it there, but I don't want to be too redundant, I guess. Right?
So I guess I'm just not clear what the purpose is of
For the business
Nextdoor business page.
So the purpose that I made it was because that's where someone can see what brokerage I'm with, my DRE, all of the, crucial stuff that someone might want to look up.
Okay, so you make your business page all about business, obviously about your real estate business.
Yeah.
And then your Nextdoor personal page is just more about connecting and relationships. And I love El Dorado Hills and I love our community and we're doing this and that and the other, right?
Yeah.
Like you're a cheerleader for El Dorado Hills.
Wherever I'm selling a house, I put it in there, but in a, a way.
But you put it on your personal page or your business page?
Personal page.
Okay.
You can put it on both though. It's not, it will be fine. You just have to be careful with your wording when you post it on your personal page.
So if I treat it very much like my Facebook, like I'm doing with Facebook, like post business stuff to my business page and then forward that to my personal page, that's okay.
As long as the language, you're just not self-promoting on your personal page.
That's fine. We really need to get going, but I just want to, before everybody hops off, because we are 10 minutes out after, here's what's coming up in August. You guys know every month, every other week, I do these events, social media, we do Facebook, we do all of it, but it's Seniors Month. We're celebrating Seniors Month all month. There is 4 things that are going to be great that are coming up. Number 1, the state director for AARP Livable Communities, a good friend of mine, Laura Street's going to come and talk about livable communities. If you don't know what a livable community is, go into the MLS or go ahead and check out Zillow or any of them. We're all being ranked. AARP, National Aging in Place Council, World Health Organization are ranking our communities on how livable it is. And do we want to buy a house there? Because housing is the number 1 pillar for our infrastructure when it comes to livability. The second, Steve Gurney, if you guys don't know what Thrive Pavilion is an amazing senior-based platform that is all virtual reality. So for those seniors that can't leave their home, that they're homebound because perhaps it's social anxiety issues or there's something wrong physically, they're able to connect with people in a virtual world. It's a free platform. They just have to own a pair of VR goggles. They put them on. They can actually go into rooms, connect with people all over the United States. It's 65, pretty much 65 and over. It's amazing. It's an amazing platform. Like there's one room where everybody can knit. So everybody kind of hangs out and they go ahead and knit, and they get they all get the same Amazon knitting things. So they all get to sit around. They have a place where they go play Jeopardy, and they take people from the audience. So everybody gathers around. They've got a book club. So again, it's that kind of stuff that's really cool. I love interesting stuff. So he's going to be here. Stay tuned for another great marketing class that's going to be a ChatGPT AI. But it's all geared towards the aging sector and how to connect with them. So I'm Heather Brooks, How to Age Your Way, and EXP Seniors Network. If you're not a part of it, please join it because we do a lot of great things there. I've been there about 6 years, recordings up the wazoo, so you can see all this stuff and more in the files section there. Thank you.
Do we find that on a Workplace, Heather?
Yes, it's all on Workplace. Yeah.
Awesome. I want to get on your mailing list because I really like, I never even heard of you, and I'm SRES certified. So I definitely want to be on that.
You guys are not following me on LinkedIn. I do a lot of speaking events just with our housing infrastructure. If you don't know what's going on in our housing infrastructure, it is so important to understand everything, not just livability, but solo aging, our aging housing infrastructure, universal design, the livability that's happening within our communities. There's a lot that's going on, especially for the older sector. So I'm very excited about it, and follow because there's a lot of stuff to come. Enjoy. Have a great night.
Heather, is the best way to follow you on IG or YouTube or what?
All of it. I just put my LinkedIn just now, so you guys can all check that out. I did put YouTube earlier. That's where you can all find the recordings. I've put it in a couple times, but again, I'll put it in. I'll put it in for all you guys that did not get it. There is this recording, yes.
Put your LinkedIn link in again. It doesn't go to the right. Doesn't go to your profile. It goes to something called feed.
Okay.
It went to my own LinkedIn page.
That's it? Huh.
The link went to my own LinkedIn page.
That's so interesting. Send profile. I have no idea. That's interesting.
I found you. I put it in there.
Okay, if you can just put that in the chat.
You did.
It's there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay. I do a ton of great articles. And it's fabulous. I love what I do, and I hope that you guys can see how amazing the trajectory of where we're headed. We're just at the beginning. By 2034, this demographics is going to explode, and then we're living longer. But our houses can only handle so much, and they're aging with us. So
and it's happening right now. It's happening right now. I just see neighborhoods turning of the older population. So
yeah. And when you look at the US, it really starts from the East Coast, because that's kind of where we came across, and we, founded in the US, and then we trickled across. But our nation's housing units, you look in Massachusetts and you look up there, 100+ years old is the average age.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a turnover, and there's going to be change if a lot of people have deferred maintenance and they can't afford stuff that happens. So
yeah, can I make a comment right quick?
Yeah.
I agree. I've attended 2 meetings in my community within the past week pertaining to access to health care and the socioeconomics that affect our aging community. So it's a big problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just drive around your neighborhood and see what homes don't have the yard work done and the grass is overgrowing. Go to your farm and get their information and go door knock and see how you can help them.
Think about this. You live in that neighborhood. You know your taxes went up. You know your insurance went up. Guess what? Theirs did too. It's so different. The other thing is that they don't know where the resources are. So if you can be that pillar for them in the community to help them with resources before they have to sell, you just did a world of.
And I recommend everybody getting a magnet with your information, because they love to put the magnet on there. And then when the family come to visit, if there are any family, you're going to be the go-to realtor because they know that mom and dad had a relationship with you. Nugget.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. This
That's
is
awesome.
an amazing, it's just an amazing demographics to work with. And if you really have if you have the passion, it's a people to people. Again, when I first started this, I told you the more hands you shake, the more money you make.
Yeah.
This is not about your hand out, and it's not about that. It's about hand up. What can I do for you? How can I help you? Walking them through a whole transaction. Just because you got to remember, like if it's anything like my parents, when they had their transaction, it was 3 pieces of paper. So
Yeah.
they can help. So it's a
And
lot.
they're loyal. They're loyal. They're so put together. They know where to find the paperwork, the garage door openers, the HVAC. I mean, they are so loyal and they're so well put together and organized that
it's HVAC maybe from 1980, but heating is getting serviced every year. And they're telling you. So again, we'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. It's been a little overtime, but thanks everybody.
Bye everyone. Thank you. Have a great weekend.